Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we've got the Saturday New York Times crossword for June the 6th, 2026. Daniel Bodily is the constructor, Will Shortz is the editor, and this is an unusual looking grid. Usually the opposite corners are much shorter stacks than we've got here today. So we've got, and there's not a lot going on in the center, just kind of a Rubik's Cube of squares to fill in the center. All right, let's see how it goes today. No theme for a Saturday, typically. I hope this goes better than a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week when I had to use some hints, which is very unusual for a Saturday New York Times for me. One across, spreads out in the morning with a question mark. And the question mark makes you think these are like jams or spreads you might have on your breakfast table in the morning. One down is deficient. Two down is Mexican fried pastry, often covered in cinnamon sugar, and I think that is a churro. Three down, groups of female elephant seals. Not sure about that. Four down, Hindu clerk. A Hindu clerk. No, five down, blank Howard, first black player on the Yankees. Don't know. Six down, proved useful. Nope. Seven down, what those close to failure are said to be on. They are on their last legs or something like that. Eight down, old blades. Well, I haven't seen snee in the New York Times in many years, but that's an old word for a dagger that used to show up quite a lot when Eugene Maleska was editing the puzzle. And that gives us an S for one across. Spreads out in the morning. 15 across, moving day rental. Some kind of van, maybe. 17 across, cleanse negative energy in indigenous tradition. Nope, 19 across, what gives the artist real blank is his imitators. A quote from Igor Stravinsky. Real pleasure. Churro could be wrong for two down. There's probably another kind of pastry. Let's take that out. Sneeze is just kind of a guess based more on nostalgia than anything else. I like pleasure. Does that fit? It does fit. What gives the artist real pleasure is his imitators. I don't know that quote, but it seems like it would fit. 21 across, T slots with a question mark. No, and 23 across, like bows at times, or maybe bows. We're talking bow as in bow and arrow, bow on a present, or bow as in to bow to someone. Could be any of those. Deficient for one down. Groups of female elephant seals. Why does it matter that they're female? Is there a different word for... I'm thinking it's one of those words, you know, like a group of crows is called a murder, a group of owls is called a parliament. So maybe it's not one of those because I don't know why it would matter that they're female. What is the word for clerk in Hinduism? Proved useful. Okay, don't know. Let's take a look at this center section. I'm kind of intrigued by it. 25 across, judge. Deem is the first thing that comes to mind in four letters. 26 down, prohibition era. Could be from history. 33 across, rapper who performed in the Super Bowl 56 halftime show familiarly. That's fairly recently, right? Was that maybe Dre? I don't know. Religious right for 24 down. 36 across, tough crowd. I'm not sure about Dre. Okay, that didn't help much. Let's take a look at the top right corner. 9 across is Tool in the opening scene of Disney's Frozen. Are they all working on the lake, like sawing blocks of ice? Maybe it's an ice saw. Seems like that's what they're doing in the beginning of the movie. 16 across, portmanteau nickname for politician. Harris. Is that Kamala Harris? There was another puzzle where this was an answer. Mamala is her family nickname because she's mom and her name is Kamala. So that would be a portmanteau of Kamala and mom. I'm going to try that. 18 across, Lacey. Don't know. 20 across, showing signs of spring, say. Haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud or a robin on the wing, but I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. It might as well be spring. So I don't know what it is, but Shines of Spring made me think of that song, so I thought I'd sing it. I put in corn silo for 10 down, a farm structure in which ears are stored. I think that might begin with corn because of the word ears in the clue. 11 down, Mexican Revolutionary Zapata. Okay, Emiliano Zapata was his name. I remember learning in history class. 12 down, 0% in New Hampshire, Oregon, Montana, Alaska, and Delaware. 0%. I'm not sure what this is referring to. Is there something that you would not have any of in those states? Sawgrass, I don't know. 13 down, solitary, aloneness, aloofness? No. 14 down, rover, wanderer. Does fit. Okay, thought it was going to be too long. Lacy for 18 across. I'm kind of like frilly now. Maybe wayfarer? Yeah, I like frilly for Lacy. Let's see if wayfarer fits as well. It does. Okay, that's a good word. A plant might be in leaf in the spring, so we'll try in leaf for 20 across, showing signs of spring. 22 across is a former CBS procedural that co-starred LL Cool J informally. So that's probably one of the CSI franchises, one of the spin-offs of CSI. So we need a 3-letter city name here. I don't know what it is. 24 across, aquarium device. I think that was some kind of filter. 9 down, don't worry, no injury. Well, that's probably I'm fine. All right, maybe it's not one of the CSI spin-offs. It's one of the NCIS spin-offs. We'll try NCIS LA, Los Angeles. Okay, I'm fine. Works. It's not corn silo then. It might be a corn crib is where you store corn on a farm. Emiliano, I think, is right. Maybe these states have no sales tax, 0% sales tax in those states for 12 down. And 13 down, solitary, we'll try all alone, all alone on a sunless sea. And never a saint took pity on my soul in agony, as Coleridge wrote. All right, inane for harebrained, 27 across, yes, and 34 across. Ringmaster, a boxer is in a boxing ring, the master of the boxing ring. All right, that works. So aerator for aquarium device, that gives us that corner, and it's only linked by 1 letter to the rest of the puzzle, this whole section. That's interesting. So basically we've got four minis, or middies maybe, halfway between a mini and a midi crossword, with no linking to the rest of the puzzle, other than this small little Rubik's Cube section in the center. All right, so basically we're just going to have to do 4 crossword puzzles today. 28 across, dealt with something. Nope, 35 across, Rayner, who was the first person ever to win 2 consecutive Acting Academy Awards. I think Rayner is the last name here. I don't know an actor named Rayner. And Claude Rains. Nope. 38 across, took Marie Antoinette's advice. She's famous for saying, let them eat cake. The people have no bread. And she said, well, why can't they eat cake? So maybe if you took her advice, you ate cake. 46 across, wild chase. I feel like geese are going to be involved in here somehow. I don't know. 48 across, contribute to the pot. Is the phrase ante in? You need to ante in to the pot? I think that might be right. Let's check it. 50 across, binged without, pigged out. 52 across, words after honey. 54 across, lepidopterist, someone who's interested in butterflies or who studies butterflies, to be more fair. What is a butterfly specialist? Often, don't know. 28 down, school memento, a yearbook. First thing that comes to mind there. 29 down, Doc's license plate in Back to the Future. I don't know. 30 down, staple of slapstick comedy. A banana peel, a banana pie in the face, don't know. 31 down, ce n'est pas du fast food. French language clue here. That means it is not fast food. And the French in the clue makes me think we're looking for French in the answer. So we're looking for a French word that is not fast food. Don't know. 30 down, 32 down. Oh golly. So 28 across. Dealt with something. Beginning with a Y. Wild chase. 48 across. Contribute to the pot. So if yearbook is correct, then anti-in is not our answer. And I don't like this Y beginning for dealt with something. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Let's take out yearbook and see if maybe it's something else. I like anti-in for contribute to the pot. And I like, where is the one about bent? Yeah, pigged out. 39 down. Blank egg. A chocolate treat with a toy. Yeah, these are popular in Germany. I think Kinder means children in German, but also I think it's the brand name for the toy, the egg and the toy in question here. 32 down. Oh golly. Ce n'est pas du fast food. Is this some kind of gag for the staple of slapstick comedy? I don't remember Doc's license plate. Is that in the end scene where he comes back from the future and grabs some garbage and says, "We don't need wheels where we're going"? Then he spins around and head speeds away from the camera. I think that's the scene this is referring to, but I don't remember what the license plate said. Is it some kind of paper? A school memento. Words after honey. And a lepidopterist. Okay. Come back to that section. 40 across, pen holder, paper tray, memo pad, etc. Things you might have on your desk. Maybe this is your desktop accessories. 47 across, certain radio components. 49 across, yes or no. 51 across is multinational communications giant, founded in 1964. Don't know that. 53 across, budding actresses. Starlets just comes to mind and it fits. 55 across, giant as a mattress would be king size, maybe. A king size mattress. 47 down, cavort. To frisk about. To be frisky is to cavort. Or frisk also means to search someone. I don't think you'd say stop frisking about. I don't think that's right. 24 down, religious right. Right spelled R-I-G-H-T. Is it amen, a way you agree with something in a religious context? Amen to that, or something like that. 37 down, Browns. 41 down is ski race. That debuted at the Olympics in 1988. Oh, Super G, I think, is an event in the Olympic skiing. Yeah, and that fits. 42 down, Gentle Hills, Knowles. 23 down, Mr. Miyagi to the Karate Kid. He was his sensei, his teacher. 44 down, faux. Ersatz means fake or bogus, counterfeit. 45 down, pest with a repetitive name. So if we can get 3 of the letters, we're going to get the others. I think it's the tsetse fly. So desk set for pen holder, paper tray, memo pad. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Certain radio components, so tuners, AM or FM tuners. Yes or no is a response. Intelsat is a company. Maybe that dates back to 1964. Browns gets tan. Religious right. Okay, that doesn't make sense here. Frisk would go back in for FM tuners. Oh, this is the First Amendment. First Amendment to the Constitution. Amendment, Roman numeral 1, deals with the right to freedom of religion, among others. Okay, so that does make sense. All right. Let's try Dre for the rapper who performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. We'll try gang for a tough crowd. All right, that's 2 corners of the puzzle. 2 of the 4 mini crosswords we have to do, and they seem to fit with the center section. So I think they're all correct. So if you're close to failure, you are on the edge. Let's take out pleasure. He's on the edge. On the ledge. He's on the ledge, close to failure. Maybe. Spreads out in the morning. Okay. Something like Oreos or Cheerios? Would Cheerios be considered a spread by themselves? 15 across. Moving date rental. I think it's van. Could it be out on a ledge? Cleanse negative energy. T-slots. I don't know what that means. And like bows or bows at times. Wow, nothing is clicking here. Proved useful. Might be an ED ending. It's served. Or something along those lines. Some kind of ED verb. Mike Howard, Hindu clerk. Just thinking of, I think this may be like a scribe in the Hindu religious tradition. And I'm sure it would have shown up maybe in the British government in India. He is a clerk. He is don't know, 3 down. Groups of female elephant seals. Are they harems? Maybe one male has many mates in elephant seal world, and maybe he has a harem. I'm gonna guess that. Spreads out in the morning. This were a V. No. To cleanse negative energy. Is it something 8? ATE ending? Now we're back to pleasure. Is T-slot some kind of hammer? Like bows or bows. You are on a razor's edge. Does not fit. T slots. What else would you rent on moving day other than a van, a truck, a dolly, a... All right, let's try this section again. Dealt with something. Wild chase. Honey, I'm home. Take out, picked out. Oh golly, wow. Well, Kinder, is it Kinder? I think it's Kinder for the candy brand that makes that chocolate egg with a toy inside. And that gives me confidence about 8 cake for Marie Antoinette's advice. I could get rid of Auntie in, maybe. Binged without, probably an ED ending. Then, oh golly. Dearie me? Trying to make it end in me or my. This could just be a butterfly collector. A wild chase, maybe a safari where you're chasing wild animals. You could put Auntie in back in, maybe, or not. Maybe it's Chip in, yeah, something more like that. Okay. Ce n'est pas du fast food. Some kind of fight is a staple of slapstick comedy. Would a Lepidopterus be a netter, catching the butterflies in a net? Would there be some kind of coin as a school memento? Is this escargot, maybe? That is a French dish that would not be fast because it's made out of snails. So they are slow. Okay, ce n'est pas du fast food. It's a very slow food. It is snails. Okay, well, put in pigged out. Oh, maybe some kind of pin. So if it's not chip in, how do you contribute to the pot? You pour in? Pigged out. Yeah, some kind of clasp pin. Stir in? You contribute sugar to a coffee pot, I guess, by stirring it in. That's something like that. Out of time. That makes sense for the license plate from Back to the Future. Out of time, yeah, just from context of the film. Dealt with something. Coped. A pie fight for the staple of slapstick comedy. And Louise Rayner, first person ever to win 2 consecutive Acting Academy Awards. I'm not familiar with that name, but I think everything else looks correct. Stir in. Wow, that was difficult to think of. All right, we just got this last puzzle, and I think I'm going to take sneeze out because I have no idea that is right. That was just a guess. We'll take out pleasure. Harems, I think, makes the most sense as to why the elephant seals are females. So I think I'm going to leave that in. Take out everything else and start over. Spreads out in the morning. Would you have cheeses out? Cream cheeses could be spreads. No, that doesn't make any, that doesn't fit. If it's not butters, jams, something like that, is it a verb to spread out, to sprawl? Yeah, no. 15 across. Moving day rental. U-Haul van makes the most sense to me. All right, let's try that. Cleanse negative energy. Is it just purify? There's got to be a word for it, specifically linking it to an indigenous tradition. Pleasure just makes the most sense to me for what Igor Stravinsky was trying to say here. Tea slots. Bows can be tied or untied. Bows can be... archery bows can be strung or unstrung. Tightly strung. Loosed. He loosed his bow. Deficient for 1 down. This isn't churro. Okay, we are talking about cream cheese on a bagel, but that is known as a schmear. Schmears. Let's have breakfast with a variety of schmears. I'm thinking about putting churro back in for 2 down. Deficient. Four down. Hindu clerk. First black player on the Yankees, beginning with EL. It could be Elisha, just a guess. Proved useful, availed. Yes, I availed myself of this. It was useful to me. Okay. Real. No. T slots. Could it be prestige? What gives the artist real prestige? Is his imitators. Yes. They are said to be on razor's edge. If you are deficient in something, you are lacking. You are Supple? No? Bows in violin bows are rosined at times. Supper? Subpar. Subpar for deficient. Some kind of arm something or T-slots. A ragged edge? He's on the ragged edge of failure? I haven't heard that phrase, but maybe it's right. To burn sage is a way of cleansing negative energy in indigenous tradition. Okay, all right. We'll put sneeze back in as the old dagger that showed up from old crossword puzzles. Armholes. Munshi is not a word that I remember ever seeing before. Armholes could be T-slots, I guess, in a garment. Elston sounds like a plausible name. So I'm a little thrown by the word munshi. I don't know a great deal about Hinduism, but you'd think it would be a word I'd heard before if it's going to be used this way in a puzzle. Okay, we'll try an O, and I think this will finish the puzzle. That was it. Wow, what a brutally difficult Saturday. This was like a Saturday Stumper level puzzle. A lot of the clues were very hard, and then there was no linking section other than one little square that linked it to the rest. This had two squares linking it in, but this only had this E. Yeah, really hard puzzle. Okay, so learned a couple new words. I learned Munshi. I'm going to have to look that up. I learned about two new people, Elston Howard and Louise Rayner. Have to figure out, look them up and see what they're all about. Mamala, I probably would not have gotten if not for the fact that I've seen that as a crossword answer dealing with Kamala Harris before. Frilly was very useful in getting me to figure out what was going on in this corner. What was the key here? I think harems. Figuring out why they had to be female elephant seals. That got me to thinking about what that might mean. Harems is the only thing I could figure out that made any sense. And yeah, burn sage. Yeah, that just kind of threw me. I've heard of burning sage to cleanse negative energy, but it didn't come to me as like a phrase that is synonymous with cleanse negative energy. What was really hard down here? 8 cake, I think, came pretty early. So did pigged out. But then I couldn't figure out what we were doing. It was going to be a 4-letter verb with in. And I tried chip, I tried ante, I tried a lot of different things, and nothing made any sense. Netter. That's an example of a lepidopterist. And if I hadn't seen those advertisements for Kinder Bueno candy bars in Germany, then I probably wouldn't have been able to get that either. Okay, well, that was a hard puzzle. Let me know how you did with this one, and please come back to my channel for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.